Thank you for joining us for the Barbados Today afternoon news for Wednesday, January 17. I am Marie-Claire Williams. Our top story this afternoon, the National Union of Public Workers has ordered a national shutdown over the next 2 days. Union President Akani McDowell issued the directive in a statement to members this morning. The union had threatened protest earlier this week after government failed to meet Monday's deadline to conclude salary negotiations with the NUPW. In other news, the Barbados Labour Party's candidate for St. Philip West plans to work to improve the status of young people in that constituency. John King was addressing the launch of his constituency office last evening, and he stressed that the island's human resource is one of its biggest assets, and those in charge must continue to develop it as much as possible.
If we are going to pull Barbados out of the situation that we find ourselves in, your best resource is your people, and you have to empower them first and foremost. That, ladies and gentlemen, is what this campaign is all about. It's about empowering people, empowering our communities, one person at a time, because a chain is as strong as its weakest link. And too often, I've seen across this constituency a lot of our young people being left behind. Too many of our young men, morning, noon, and night, you can pass the blocks, and they are there doing absolutely nothing other than liming and hanging out. And we've got to address these problems, because things just don't happen in a vacuum. We know that if there are no jobs to be had, there's nothing for them to do.
News of another political alliance ahead of this year's general elections. It comes on the heels of the recent announcement by the Citizens Action Partnership that it is joining forces with the United Progressive Party. Now, the Barbados Integrity Movement and the New Barbados Kingdom Alliance have announced their own political union. BIM leader Neil Holder made the announcement yesterday at a news conference held on the outskirts of the Worthing Post Office in Rendezvous, Christchurch. He says BIM has joined forces with the NBKA, which was founded in July last year. The duo declined to say under what banner they will be contesting the next election, but they disclosed they already have 14 candidates between them. They are now looking to complete a full slate of 30 candidates by the time the election is called. A St. Michael man is due in court today in connection with last Saturday's stabbing on Fairchild Street. 45-year-old Mark Anthony Davis of River Road is due to appear in the District A Magistrates Court. He was arrested and charged in connection with the incident, which occurred at Jordan's Supermarket on Fairchild Street and left security guard 52-year-old Anderson Bend nursing stab wounds to the chest.
There's regional and international news after this short break.
Barbados Today, news you can trust.
Thank you for staying with us. We're back with news from the region. The former president of Trinidad and Tobago, George Maxwell Richards, is being laid to rest today. He died last week from a heart attack. Both government and opposition representatives attended the service, which was held this morning. Suriname says it plans to regularize the status of more than 1,500 Haitians who have been living in the Dutch CARICOM country. Consul General of Haiti in Suriname, Alex Jospeter, has welcomed the move, which followed what he called important and fruitful talks with the Justice and Police Minister Ferdinand Welsgen. A statement released after the meeting noted that Welsgen reiterated that his country is moving to ease the uncertainty regarding the irregular status facing the estimated 1,800 Haitians who had been able to obtain temporary residence for 2 years through an initiative by the Desi Bouterse government 3 years ago. Jos Petra, meanwhile, said the regularized Haitians will soon be entitled to social benefits and civil rights such as access to the right property, the right to invest. He added that the meeting also explored the possibility of the extension of the legalization process, which expired on December 20th last year, for the benefit of those who could not meet the deadline. On the international scene, athletes from North and South Korea will march together at the Winter Olympics opening ceremony under a united flag. The diplomatic breakthrough followed days of talks between the two countries. South Korea's unification ministry says that the two nations have also agreed to form a joint North and South Korean women's ice hockey team for the Games. Skiers from both countries will train together at a resort in North Korea before the start of the competition. Performers from the two countries will also hold a joint cultural event there. And finally, there are fears that one of the world's most popular tourist destinations could run out of water as early as April this year. The concerns come as the city's worst drought in a century is at risk of forcing residents in Cape Town to queue for emergency rations. We get more in this Reuters report.
In Cape Town, there's water everywhere. But the day is coming when there might not be a drop to drink. The South African city is facing its worst drought in a century, and day zero, when water pipes are due to run dry, has crept forward to April 22nd.
I think day zero is going to happen whether the government wants to do it or not. I think the water is going to run out, and it's very scary to think of it, but I think it's a reality.
Dam levels fell below 30% in the first week of this year, city officials said. If it hits 13.5%, then residents will have to queue for their water at collection points like this one. An estimated 200 such sites may have to be introduced across the city. A maximum of 25 litres will be provided per person per day, officials said. A push has already been in place for people to use no more than 87 litres per day. But one official told Reuters the dire situation has been made worse by people ignoring that call. Cape Town is home to many wealthy residents who have swimming pools and sprinkler systems. And it's also popular with travellers. More than 2 million of them flock to the city every year. But with 2 months still left in the South African summer, there are concerns the flow of tourists may also dry up.
That's news this afternoon. Remember, you can get more on our website, www.barbadostoday.bb. You can also subscribe to our e-paper, email updates, and like us on Facebook. We're on Izumi Media in bus terminals and on Screenplay at supermarkets and gas stations near you. You can also find us on Mix 96.9 FM. I am Marie Claire Williams. Good afternoon.